Around the new year for 2020, I did a pair of videos, one looking back at the history of the home arcade market in 2019, and one looking ahead at what we can expect. And since then, the CES announcements have only driven home the point that the home arcade market really is here to stay, and there are a lot of newcomers that are trying to get a piece of the share. Recently, Matt Piscatella from NPD tweeted out something interesting about the growth of the home arcade market. Quoting, arcade cabinets were one of the better hardware performers in the US video game market during Q4. Double-digit growth, that's the big news here, and ranking fourth in hardware dollars behind Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Now, part of that ranking includes plug-and-play games, things like the Sega Genesis Mini. So home arcade products have outperformed major products like Sega Genesis Mini. That's big news. Double-digit growth is big news too. I'd love to know exactly what that percentage was. And we know it was driven by Arcade1Up and the new AtGames Legends Ultimate, which was new for Q4. I reached out to AtGames for a reaction to this news and their take on it. The CEO provided the following quote. We view the Legends Ultimate as the fourth console after the Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox, and think the reason we've seen such a tremendous response is the versatility and functionality that the Legends Ultimate offers. From arcade classics to modern favorites, this arcade is family fun for all ages and gaming levels, just like the other three consoles that have long proven owners enjoy cloud connectivity for frequent content, service releases, and multiplayer. We have designed an open and connected arcade from inception, and our owners have enjoyed our modern arcade and are exploring those connected capabilities. All it takes is one search on YouTube to see that there are a lot of people out there exploring them. There are a ton of great videos on how to use the latest features on AtGames. So clearly, these firmware updates, the possibility to add more games, clearly that is capturing the imagination of the market. And it's a distinctly different approach than Arcade1Up. Now, I've said before, I do tend to favor the approach of Arcade1Up and that I have room for a lot of different cabinets and like that they're branded for, the particular games included and having these unique arcade cabinets. A lot of people don't have that much space, and even if you do have that much space, it is interesting that you can play completely modern games on the Legends Ultimate, and that has piqued my interest. So I had a few more questions for AtGames. Let's go ahead and walk through what they had to say. My first question was, do you view Arcade1Up as a competitor, or do you see the Legends Ultimate as its own category? The response. We believe there is enough room for everyone. What Arcade1Up offers is different than AtGames, and both products can appeal to the same and different customers. Now, of course, that's PR speak, but I actually do agree with that, and that echoes some of the sentiments I shared in my 2019 recap video. There are experiences with the AtGames Legends, like streaming Mortal Kombat 11 from your PC or streaming it from their servers, you just cannot get with Arcade1Up. But by the same token, if you look at an Arcade1Up cabinet like Star Wars with a completely unique control scheme and also such a beautiful cabinet design, that is the kind of product that you might want in your house, even if you have a multi-K that can already play all those games, but with non-optimized control panel setups. So that actually makes a lot of sense to me. Next question. Do you have plans to release the Legends Ultimate in additional form factors, namely bar top or cocktail? Now that, I think, is the key question. Arcade1Up, we know what their new product strategy is. It's find new games and release them, and to a lesser extent, upgrade some previously released games. The Legends Ultimate already has a lot of games, and I really don't think they're going to release a new cabinet with just a different set of games. I think what we will eventually see is upgraded hardware iterations like we see with the consoles or with like the PC space more commonly. But I really think 2020 is going to be the story of new form factors from them. Here's their answer. Stay tuned. We are always working behind the scenes at new products. There might be something coming in February. And they did give me the go-ahead to share that. So they're standing behind that statement that February could be a really big month for the Legends Ultimate. My money, if I'm putting down money in betting, which I'm not, but if I had to, I think we're going to see either a cocktail or a bar top cabinet. And if I really had to bet, I'd say bar top because more people have room for that. Not not everyone has room for a large arcade cabinet, even a single one. Everybody has room for a bar top cabinet. And I've said this before, but I'll repeat it. I do think there's a big opening in the market for a high quality multi-cade bar top. I think being true to the fidelity of a single game cabinet is just less important when you have a bar top model. Nobody grew up playing Star Wars on a bar top arcade cabinet. The nostalgia just isn't there. We want a lot of games and we want high quality controls and a high quality display. I think to date, Arcade 1UP has missed that opportunity. There's the new II Arcade that I covered in a previous CES video that maybe will hit that, but that's an untested company. The product is still very much in a development state. So that may be great eventually, but I'm not sold yet. I think if anyone is going to deliver on a high quality bar top this year, it will be AtGames. Hopefully we know more in February, and who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong and they're going a different direction. We'll know soon enough. My next question, what are your plans for iterating the Legends Ultimate with new hardware? Once a year? Less often? More often? Their response. Right now, the focus is on updating the firmware and providing the Legends Ultimate owners with the best experience and new and exciting features. One of our latest releases introduced supports the Amazon Fire Stick and came via suggestion from the community. So they're really committed to staying in the news, so to speak, by updating the product that they have. Now, eventually, of course, this will have to be iterated. And of course, they're going to want to iterate it. And if I had my say, I'd say release upgrade packages with, a new PCB, modular components that you can buy to add to your cabinet. I'd love to see something like that. But let's be real, eventually there will be a Legends Ultimate 2. This product has been very successful. They're going to want to sell new product to existing owners at some point. But for now, they seem happy to monetize with their subscription services and presumably pull in new customers with those regular feature updates that they're offering. So that's everything I have for now. I think the big news here, to recap, is that home arcade hardware grew double-digit growth in Q4 last year. Now, this wasn't specified, but I assume that's year-over-year growth, so looking at Q4 of the previous year, which makes sense. We know a ton of these products are out, but at the same time, fall of 2018 actually had a number of great arcade products itself, so that's a pretty big deal. The market has sustained growth over the past year. And this is really the new category alongside home consoles. 2020 will be the test because we're going to get a new batch of consoles, of course, from Xbox and PlayStation later this year. Will consumers shell out $300, $400, $500 for a new console, but also buy new arcades? And that remains to be seen. I suspect the answer is yes, because at the end of the day, if the right arcade cabinet from Arcade 1UP comes out like NBA Jam, people will find a way to get that. And the AtGames cabinet, maybe you already own it, but you're just simply spending a little bit of money each month on a subscription in addition to that console system. So I can definitely see where these things will coexist, but I am very interested to see what the numbers show this time next year. Let me know what you guys think between Arcade 1UP and AtGames. Do you have a preference with either's approach to the market? And do you anticipate buying more arcade products this fall in place of a new console, in addition to a new console, or are you planning to skip out on the arcades altogether? And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let YouTube know. That helps them share this out with other viewers. We're not a big corporate channel, so that promotes independent YouTube channels. Give us a like and a comment if you really did enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Catch you next time.